first game back in Dallas, and he made it a statement one. The Texas native caught 6 passes for a season-high 110 yards and a touchdown against his former team. After the game, Beasley said the Cowboys not only disrespected him by not paying more attention to him yesterday, but also by how they ended his tenure in Dallas. Beasley says, quote, "I'm just glad I'm in a place where coaches believe in me, teammates believe in me, and they give me opportunities to do what I do. It's a different kind of brotherhood here, and we're always together. That's part of why I said I'd play here until the wheels fall off." He said it wasn't a revenge game, but his performance says differently. Skip, we're going to start with you. What is your reaction to Beasley's performance yesterday?
For me, this was the ultimate humiliation. For me, this just ripped my guts out. I did not see this coming, and I told you yesterday, sitting right here in this chair, please don't let Cole Beasley have an Anthony Davis game at Jerry World. And when I'm talking about the game, you know
my pain.
The night before, Anthony Davis went back to New Orleans and scored 41, and Cole effectively scored 41 on Dallas last night. Little measly Beasley, as we used to call him, 5'8", 174 pounds, had the second biggest game of his career yesterday. And I had predicted that Amari would go for 105 yards. And Amari had an okay game. He had 85. But little measly Beasley, who grew up in the shadows of Frisco, Texas, and Little Elm, Texas, not very far from where the Cowboys' new headquarters are, who then went to Southern Methodist University in the heart of Dallas, Texas, came back to haunt them with 110 yards receiving. And it's the second biggest game to a game that he had against the Eagles that the Cowboys lost back in 2015 when he had 112. So this is right up there. Worse, he catches the game-tying 7-7 touchdown pass from 25 yards from Josh Allen on a play that he said he brought with him from SMU that the Cowboy coaches apparently weren't interested in, but that the Bills coaches loved. And I'm not sure exactly what it was because it didn't look like much of a route to me. It's kind of a little delay over the middle route against the zone. He just finds a soft spot, and he was gone. But then the ultimate humiliation came in a play in the third quarter, which was a big play in the opening field goal drive of the third quarter. It's 3rd and 4 at the Cowboy 35. I'm sorry, they're 35, Buffalo 35. And here it is. And Josh Allen finds Cole Beasley, and Xavier Woods, my safety, comes up, and he's so frustrated with little measly Beasley that he goes completely haywire, out of character. He reaches down and rips his helmet off. Well, this is like Myles Garrett. He goes Myles Garrett on Cole Beasley. And little Beasley did not like it. And he had lots of words for Xavier Woods, but he said after the game, I don't think he meant anything by it. He was just out of his mind frustrated because they couldn't stop him. And then the ultimate humiliation for me is that Cole said after the game, I feel like I was disrespected a little bit when I played here, but even today, I thought they should have put more attention on me. So they put little Jordan Lewis on him the whole game, and it's just not enough.
Cooked him.
He cooked him because he is a little scat. He is just...
Skip, most slot receivers at some point in their career return punts. Because that's what you have. You look at Edelman, you look at Wes Welker, you look at these guys, Dante Hall. You look at anybody that plays the slot because you want a guy that has great start-stop quickness. So to be able to work in a confined space but can accelerate instantaneously.
And Beasley used to return punts for Dallas in large part because they knew he could catch it.
Right. And see, Skip, the thing is with Beasley, and the reason he's talking like this, he's like, he knew what he could do against these guys. Skip, he's went and gone against them for the last 2 to 3 years in practice every day. And he's like, I'm doing this in practice, but they don't call plays for me in the game, and I'm not so sure that my teammates believe that I can actually do it in the game. He says it's great to go somewhere where the coaches believe in you and your teammates believe in you. Well, they believed in him to the tune of 110 yards and a touchdown yesterday.
They did.
Because he was looking for it. And Skip, I'm not surprised they didn't put more attention because it's hard. Like when you go into a game, Skip, now if you go into a game, it's like, okay, Julio, we're gonna double Julio, or we're gonna double this certain guy. Okay, you worked on it all week, but it's kind of hard, Skip, to double on the fly because now you get, well, I thought you had outside. No, I got outside. I thought you had. And so now everything's haywire. But they really thought Jordan Lewis could handle Beasley by himself.
They thought that.
That's why they didn't pay him any extra attention.
That is correct.
But he gave it to him. I mean, it's always nice to go back and want to do a number. They didn't believe in him, Skip. I mean, and that's why he had those choice words when he went to Buffalo.
He did.
He had a lot to say. But Skip, when they believe in you, when your coaching staff believe in you, and the way they believe in you, they call plays for you in the game. You can say, oh, yeah, he's our guy, yada, yada, yada. But how many plays, and especially, Skip, once they got Amari, it was that connection between Dak and Amari.
It was.
And me, because you mentioned it, he went from 77 one year all the way down to like 35, 38 the next year.
He did.
So I'm happy for him. But Jordan Lewis, you're like, I don't want to see Beasley anymore.
That is correct. And I said when they signed Randall Cobb, it was an upgrade.
Yeah,
I told you that. And by the way, his stats through this year have been slightly upgraded over Cole's stats. But yesterday, the other weird development was, or undevelopment was, it took all the way to 2:41 left in the third quarter before Randall Cobb got his first target. I actually looked. I Googling for pregame, you know, did he not dress? I couldn't find him.
Right.
I started thinking, was he hurt? Did he get hurt during the game? Your first target comes with 2:41 in the third. He's been featured game after game, right? And then Dak goes to him for 17 and then quickly hit him for 13 and early in the fourth quarter hit him for 23. And I'm saying, well, where was that? You say, where was Zeke? Well, where was this? You couldn't take some advantage of him? And he wound up with 53 yards for the game, which is not all bad.
How your boy Amari look yesterday? You know, he said he can't dominate with 2 catches. Can you dominate with 11 targets?
Yep. Well, he did okay, caught 85 yards worth. I thought he was pretty good. Then, unfortunately, he got flipped at the end of the game.
And Dak got flipped, too. You see, Skip, that's how guys are going to start attacking Dak. Because they go up high, he runs over him and gets the first down. If you notice the next time, they coming in 5 or below.
Okay.
Because he's such a big man, I'm not going to have you running over me and getting fired up and first down and firing your sideline up. I'm just going to take your legs out from under you.
Well, Amari can be a little fragile, and so now he's getting an X-ray today on his knee, and I don't know. But the good news was he did suck it up yesterday, and he came back to play out the rest of the game, even in garbage time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because your guy's real good in garbage time. Old mop-up.
Really?
Old mop-up. Oh, they call him Mop-Up Mike.
Do they?
Yeah.
Really?
When the game's out of hand. You know, Skip, you know the guy that when the game's out of hand, you're down by 25, they put the guy in, he ends up with 10 points. You're like, oh, this dude can really play. But when he starts the game, dude has 2 points in 30 minutes. That's old Dak.
Well, it got so bad that Dak had to throw a touchdown pass late to somebody named Ventel Bryant off the practice squad.
Yeah.
And you might as well buckle up for this, Cowboy Nation, because it could be Ventel Bryant against the Bears in Chicago a week from last night.
Bears.
Yeah, there you go. I want to congratulate Measly Beasley on a night to remember.
Yeah, he probably dropped a hot track this morning, too, because you know Beasley in that rap game. Old Coleslaw.
He probably dropped one.
Yeah, he dropped a nice little diss track.
Little diss track on Dallas. The Dallas diss, right? Cole does Dallas. Way to go.
I mean, he wanted to stay there, Skip. I mean, the guy from Texas playing for his hometown.
I know.
I mean, hometown, his crosstown team.
Correct.
And they get him up out of there.
Yep.
Say, see, well, Dak, you could have been, Dak, this could have been you and I.
And by the way, as unimpressed as I was with my team, I was impressed with Buffalo. And Sean McDermott talked about guys like Beasley who have come there to find sort of a second life in the NFL because they got a whole locker room full of them.
They do.
And he says they can become the best version of themselves in our locker room because we're family-oriented and we try to play to your strength. Whatever you do best, we will let you do best.
Right.
So it feels like something is brewing in Buffalo to me.
Skip, they don't have a true number one, what we call a star on the offensive side of football.
They do not.
So you don't have to go into the game saying, I got to get this guy level. You go into the game saying, I got to throw Amari Cooper 10, 12 balls. I got to get Gallup his throws. I got to get
totally
Tom.
agree. Yep.
I got to make sure I get 25 carries to Zeke.
You got to do it.
Here, they're like, who's hot?
Who's hot? We'll go. Yep. It's impressive. Maybe they got a chance at New England because New England still has to deal with them at Foxborough.
This new life is certainly wonderful for Cole Beasley. He's on track to have a career season in many categories, including touchdowns, targets, yards, and receptions. All right, still to come this morning, Tony Dungy does not think it's panic time for Jerry Jones.
What?
Good news maybe for Skip. We'll see what he and Shannon think up next.